Hey math kids, so today we're going to talk about how to find roots from quadratic functions that are written in factored form. So if you remember from the previous video, all three of these are written in factored form, and these are actually the exact ones that we found in the previous video. So first we need to talk about what is a root. Now, in a lot of cases, a root is the same thing as an x-intercept. And for everything that we're going to talk about on this video, that will be true 100% of the time. So I'm going to go to Desmos real quick. So I graphed the first one, and the roots are at -5 and 2. So we just write down the x values where they cross the x-axis. If we zoom out, we see it's a parabola, so we know it's quadratic. -5, +2. Now, when we come back to here, so it was this function that we were looking at, it was -5, +2. So when we're written in factored form, we get an x value of 2 or an x value of -5. Now we want to compare that to this up here. So notice how this is a -2, but this is a +2. This is a +5, this is a -5. If we don't have a value out in front of either of these x's, that's going to be the root. Now, what you can always fall back on though, even if you have a number out in front, is you can take these and set them each piece equal to 0. So I'll show you that on one of these other ones that I have more room to work that out. So that's really what we're doing, because when we look at the graph, the y value right here is always 0 on the x-axis. See, anywhere we go right here, even on these ordered pairs that pop up, we see the y value is 0. And so essentially what we're doing, we're just setting y equal to 0 and solving for those pieces. So let's try that. Now, just from that little, experiment that we did, we know that we just changed the sign right here. So it's 2, change the sign right here. So it's 3. Now, I just want to show you that it is solving. So if I take x minus 2 and set that equal to 0, and if I take x minus 3 and set it equal to 0, then I would just add 2, and I end up with x equals 2 right there. And if I add 3, we get x equals 3. Okay? Now let's verify that on the graph. So the graph of this one is going to be the blue one. We have to zoom in a little bit. We see that it does cross at 2 and 3. +2, +3. Okay, so if we just use this shortcut, this -5 will turn into a 5. And this +5 will turn into a -5. Oops, not y. So x equals 5 or -5. And then we go to the graph just to double check. And we see that we do cross at 5, we do cross at -5. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculate.